Good morning, YouTube. This is Lucy with Healthful Lifting, emphasizing the word lifting because I couldn't get it right on my last video. And I'm going to talk about my bikini competition and how I am a month later. So if you saw my first video, right over here, you would know that I did some really dumb things during prep. For instance, towards the end, I starved myself for 3 days, calling it fasting because I thought that it would give me an autophagy cleansing, detoxifying effect. And while it is true sometimes, for someone who is so hormonally challenged because of the state they put their body in, especially for women, you don't fast for 3 days. Just don't do it. It doesn't help your body. I didn't lose any weight. After absolutely ruining my own health and losing my period, I decided that my health was so bad. I wanted to worry about my health first. The reason why I got into fitness, as in started bulking, building muscle, becoming a personal trainer, and become an exercise physiology major. Those actions were all the result of me wanting to be fit. Fit as in healthy, fit as in functional, not as in sickly and good looking. I decided I'm just going to worry on getting my period back because I lost it during my prep. Hypothalamic Amenorrhea has come to the attention of many YouTubers as a result of Stephanie Buttermore, and I recommend you check out her video in my description. And she actually came up with this video at the perfect time because although I didn't watch it when I needed it, because my preps ended a little bit right after hers and I wasn't subscribed to her, I watched it a few days ago and I realized, wow, this was exactly what I was doing. And it's really nice to see that someone who's a lot more knowledgeable, or I assume is a lot more knowledgeable because she's a PhD holder. It's amazing to get that validation from her videos, to be honest. And that's pretty much exactly what I've been doing. I've been eating anywhere between 2,500 to 4,500 calories. Who honestly knows, because I haven't been counting. All I know is that as someone who's been counting macros for the longest time, actually before competition, even when I was in 7th grade, it was liberating to stop counting macros for once. Yeah, I just went all out. I decided, hey, even if I gain weight, there's going to be a point when my body is going to be like, oh bro, stop eating. You're fat. And that's, your body's way of maintaining homeostasis. Your body is pretty smart. There's a set point theory that there's a threshold where you stay comfortably, but once you exceed that threshold, as in get too much weight, your body's going to be like, hey, let's tone it down a little. So you're going to stop eating so much. But once you get too lean, your body's going to be like, hey, I'm sick, eat more. So yeah, I figured I'm going to gain a lot of weight. My appetite's going to taper off. And I'm going to lose weight, some of the weight I gained. After a whole month of not eating, not restricting any calories, I am currently eating about 2,000 calories a day from the 4,500 that I started with, and I am no longer gaining weight. This is my current physique, but whenever I do eat even a little bit, I bloat. So that's one problem. I also found that every time I eat a lot of carbohydrates, this I assume was the result of going keto. And of course, you're not supposed to introduce a lot of carbs at once right after you get off keto, but honestly, I'm like, sometimes you just gotta do what you wanna do. So I have been eating carbs, but I've been having painful distension, and in addition, my abdomen would feel like it's been punched. Like I would feel like all the areas of my body that are swollen, it feels like someone has actually gone and hit me with a bat. So that's my current state. I also decided I'm not going to work out as much. So for the past month, I've only worked out about 1 to 3 times a week. For the first time in a year, I felt like I was actually feeling better about not working out, because in the past, I psychologically couldn't handle the fact that I wasn't working out. So I would work out about 6 days a week and feel shitty sometimes because I would push myself so hard in each of the workouts. Also, about a week ago, I experienced some severe vertigo. Basically, I would wake up with my head, the whole room spinning actually, and at my worst, I couldn't even walk. I would just stand up and collapse on the floor, and this was horrible. So I actually haven't worked out since, and my doctor has told me not to because it could aggravate my condition. He diagnosed me with vestibular, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'll just write it here. It's vestibular neuritis, dummy. But basically, it's a viral infection that causes vertigo symptoms. And I think that this whole sickness, this whole illness is the result of my hormones being imbalanced and my immune system being dead. And I haven't had good sleep in the last week. I've only been sleeping about 5 hours every single day. And today I've been able to sleep about 6 hours, but I was a little disappointed by that. I also went all in my food intake because I went through hyperphagia when you just eat a lot of food. Even eating 1,000 to 2,000 calories every meal felt like it was normal. A normal portion size no longer felt satiating. And to be honest, I've actually been hungry nonstop, and I've always thought that I was just experiencing binge eating disorder because every once in a while I would binge, and I would just binge and eat a lot, and then I guess it was a disorder because I would try to compensate for it by either working out so much or by trying to puke, but I'm a failed bulimic. There was no point of me trying so hard to maintain the current composition that I had and trying to lean bulk. I was feeling so sick. I was hormonally imbalanced, and I don't see how being hormonally imbalanced would help me in my fitness goals at all. To be honest, this whole process of gaining weight, as much as I enjoyed eating a lot and never being so hungry, it was mentally challenging for me. As someone who has been so big on self-acceptance and body positivity for the last couple of years, it actually hurt to see how gaining some weight was affecting me. After losing weight for a competition, I always felt like I was fat. Even when I was competing, yeah, I wasn't stage lean, but I wasn't fat. But because I was so used to seeing my body weight drop and being so focused on losing weight, I kept thinking, wow, I was so fat before. How did I not see that? And don't let that get to your head. Because, to be honest, I was so much healthier before I started competing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that just because you compete, you're going to be super unhealthy. Yeah, the process of getting super lean is a little unhealthy, but there are actually a few genetic anomalies who actually do pretty well being super lean. Unfortunately, I just wasn't one of them. I mean, if you look at both of my parents, my mama and papa both got some tum-tums, so I'm just more comfortable having more body fat. And that's okay because everybody's different. And societal standards of beauty changes over time, so who knows, maybe in 10 years, being a little more voluptuous would be in, but right now, it still looks like being thinner is better. So all in all, to compete, I feel like it is so important to not only think about your current state of mental being, because yeah, that is super important. Some people actually need to focus on that more, but there are also people like myself who start at mentally decent places, but end up being screwed up because your body is not prepared. Your body needs to be healthy. If you've been restricting food, it doesn't matter if you've gone through leaning and bulking cycles. If you have been restricting food at any point of your life and you haven't fully recovered from it, it's just going to keep building on. A good example of this is Paul Revelia. He is a physique coach and physique athlete, and he made a really, really good point about how people actually get fatter after each diet. So I'll be linking that below. Anyway, that is all for today, and thanks so much for listening if you made it this far. I hope to see you again for the next video.
Thanks for watching. If you liked my video, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, thank you.